Pesky, Nevelskaya, Pervomaiskaya, Netailova. The distance between these localities and occupied Donbass is a bit more than 20 kilometers. During almost 3 years of the conflict is so-called grey zone, people get used to evening, night and sometimes midday cannonades. The closer to the bombarded territories, the less citizens. People are escaping from military operations and abscond in the best case of scenario in the closest localities. Currently, in the Netailova village, except 800 of locals, there are approximately 300 settlers. We hear all the explosions and gunnings, but we still live. There's nothing to do with that. The life continues. Your reaction now is different from how it was before. Now, in Netailova there is no active operations. However, sometimes it's possible to hear the sounds of explosions and shots from the neighboring localities Pesky, Nevelskaya, Vodinoye. But the locals say in the summer 2014 village was regularly wrecked. That time the shell fell down the school backyard. The splinters broke out the windows in the kindergarten and on the second floor of school. The gates were damaged. For God's sake, there was nobody in the kindergarten at that moment. The military operations already started until that time, and the kindergarten was closed. The roof and its covering were damaged as well. The first explosion caused that. The others were over here, nearby, just in these houses. It's just less than 50 meters. When the village was exempted from the hitmen, the people started coming back, including the families with children. In the winter 2015, the school and kindergarten resumed to work. That's true that the whole winter our children were getting cold, because in the bedroom the windows are covered by slicks. However, the central heating was working. It was cold. There wasn't any electricity, so we came there at nights to heat a bit. And in the mornings we switched on the heaters to make it warmer. Re-establishing of the building of the teaching and educational center was made by the locals. Teachers, parents and fellow villagers. Ahead of the center, Galina Chosta tells that the special help they get from the businessmen, the graduates, volunteers including Kharkiv citizens. Thus, common efforts help to cover 300 square meters of the damaged roof. For now there are 18 children. There are likely to be 18 more soon. For the latest period, only 3 children have come back to the preschool. Altogether, there are 70 children, including pupils, in the center. The re-establishing hasn't finished yet, so it will last till the end of September. The Czech Republic humanitarian organization, The Human in Trouble, helped quite a lot. They fixed windows. We've got the agreement. The organization supplied 19 and will supply 27 more windows, and it will realize the roof fixing. Preschool in Pervomaiskoye village, Donetsk region, has already been shot twice. Last year in January. Till today, parents, teachers and volunteers re-established the building by themselves. They fixed the windows, doors, electricity. They bought generators to heat the building in winter. Volunteers supplied construction instruments, children clothes, toys, stationery, medicine. And now the habitats of the grey zone are explaining that the first days of June and July this year were really difficult. The night bombardments resumed. On the 3rd of June, in the kindergarten Ivanushka, was the graduation ceremony. 5 children were sanctified to the future first-form pupils. But at the same night, 3 bombs were thrown from Donetsk side. 2 bombs fell on the yard, 1 more on the roof. By the parents' efforts, with our husband's help, we managed with covering the building from the rain, covered the windows, the roof with materials we could find. It was promised to make repairs in the kindergarten, but nothing is done for now. Despite all the everyday difficulties, the pedagogues of Yasinovatia region are trying to organize qualified teaching process. Thus, in the high-level teaching center, all the educational programs were fully realized. Summer practice and summer school camp were organized as well. We are doing a great job with our children. Form Masters and Krasny Crest organization tell children on every single lesson about the appropriate acting while shooting or when you found the potentially explosive object. Since last year, the children who are living in anti-terrorist operation zone have been supported Kharkiv volunteers, deliver gifts, make holidays. So far these days, they've organized bubbles show and competition with pinatas. Volunteers explain they know about those who need help from different sources, from journalists and militarists as well as from municipal governors. Even need, the administration gives us the report about everything they've already done to make us understand how else we can help. They don't ask us something impossible. They're also important for us not only because of coordination, but also for secureness. So they are people who accompany us in trips. In Pervomaiskoye as well as in Nitailovo, there are no psychologists. All the problems in dealing with children who live in the conflict zone are being solved by teachers who, as specialists say, often need professional help too. However, using their knowledge, they find the opportunities to support pupils. We were making them calm, we were reading fairy tales at nights. They reacted as it is common. They get used to it. There are some children who really get used to bombarding. Psychologists say children are full-fledged participants of the events happen in the conflict zone. They hear everything, so they perceive everything. That's why, as specialists mention, their surrounding communality mustn't ignore child's reaction on ongoing events. And it's good if children are able to talk about the war. It's worse if they hide the emotions inside. We've had a lot of cats, Chernish, Murka, and now only Murka stayed alive. Chernish died because of splinter. It happened when we were in Pesky. The bomb flew into the kitchen and the roof there exploded. It took much time to fix it, so we weren't going to the kindergarten. We were to wait at home. It was too long not to go to kindergarten. It was boring. Today I've come here first time. Till this moment I was at home. We sleep in cellar almost every day. Why? Because they're shooting there. Against the background of loads of the social issues, habitats of the grey zone need psychological support, specialists are sure. Because any unspoken and unanalyzed emotions, fear or anxiety, sooner or later are likely to be transformed into problems. As an option to solve the problem, psychologists suggest creating a special program for pedagogues who work in anti-terrorist operation zone. This program includes the observation of psychological games which are useful for a teacher. We need to provide the rehabilitation with teachers. We need to teach them. Let it be 15 or 20 games. Additionally, it's good to develop the theme how to deal with aggression, fear, psychological traumas. This will help to minimize the display of problems which will face children. For now, the volunteers only provide psychological help, adaptation of adults and children in Donbass. However, specialists insist on developing and implementing the program for psychological rehabilitation, which is possible only with help of state.